Good morning, my friends. This is Tyra Jarvis with Kefi Coaching, and it's Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday, and that means it's Transformation Tuesday. I come to you live every Tuesday, 8 a.m. Pacific time, with the intention of creating some thought around mindset, motivation, transformation, and anything new that's coming up. So this week, it's Thanksgiving week. And what a great holiday Thanksgiving is for us here in the States, for sure. It's a short week for those of us that are working. We have Thursday and Friday as a holiday. There's some traditional Friday shopping frenzy that goes on about the holidays. And it's a long weekend, and it's a time to really connect with tradition. It could be traditional meals, traditional people that you like to spend that holiday with. But this year is obviously different, as everything has been different with 2020. But what I want to talk about today is why it's ever more important to be thankful and to use this opportunity to maybe experiment with a habit of gratitude, if you don't already do that, and have some real gratitude in your heart and your life. And I think this is a perfect time to be able to do that. So when I think about gratitude, and it's an emotion, and it's one of the healthier emotions, and it's one that can actually drive a lot of influences that are positive in your behavior. And so just to set some context around this, I use in my coaching and my teaching and my webinars and lectures and things like that, I use what I call the results pyramid. And I've mentioned it probably before. It's built on a pyramid that has a foundation of mental and emotional state. And in the mental state is where your beliefs and thoughts are, your mindset. And then you have your emotional state that partners with that. And both of those in concert together influence how you're being, or your being state, or the persona that you take on as you navigate your way through the world. And your being state is what causes you to see the possibilities and to see the actions that you want to take. And that's what creates the results or the transformation that you're looking to transform. So what I want to get is that there's this rock solid foundation in the mental and emotional state that drives anything that you're about or anything that's important to you. And so today we're talking about the emotional state and gratitude. And there's the whole litany of emotions. But what happens is the emotions are what you filter things through, and they can trigger you. And gratitude has this unbelievable gift that it allows you to pause and to look at the things that you're really grateful for, and the things that make you actually feel good and can bring on a more positive being state. And so it can drive anything around a healthier way of being. That could be choices that you take around the food that you eat this week. That could be the people that you choose to surround yourself with, the experiences that you choose to have. And so there's a lot of different ways to practice gratitude, but what I want yourself and myself to realize is that gratitude is an emotion, and it's one of the more positive emotions. And if you can spend some time thinking about what you're grateful for, and there's a lot to be grateful for, even especially this year, what you're grateful for. And in looking at those things, it will take on what I would call a being state that's going to allow you to cause other things to happen in your life. So what are you grateful for? I mean, I regrettably just learned yesterday that one of my classmates from high school just recently passed from COVID. I've had family members that have had COVID, but they've recovered. And, are we safe at home? Are we, doing the practices that we need to do in these circumstances? So if we have our health, and we currently have our health, let's be grateful for that. Let's be thankful for that. And even though this holiday tradition of Thanksgiving might mean that we're going to do some things differently, I'm going to pick up some food. I'm going to drop some off with my brother. We'll have a really nice meal. We'll probably talk on the phone while we're enjoying our meal together. My granddaughters and their parents are going to be having their traditional Thanksgiving, which is typically where I would go. But we're looking at ways that we might be able to play a game after dinner via Zoom or via FaceTime or something so that we can at least be connected. I'm sure there'll be a lot of reach out calls expressing gratitude from the day. But what's interesting about gratitude is that it doesn't have to be a one-day wonder. It doesn't have to be the week of Thanksgiving. Even though, the original Thanksgiving, I mean, that was probably gratitude because they were getting ready for the winter and they had a harvest or whatever that really meant. But for us, it takes on a whole different significance. And so when you look to what you're grateful for, what I would encourage you to do is get that is one emotion that can drive a lot of healthy actions on your part. And a lot of times it takes just some clarity around what those things are and some confidence to take a step. And then to also have the courage to begin something. But it comes from this ground level base of really feeling grateful and having a positive way of being around. And gratitude can do that for you. So you want to look to create regular opportunities to acknowledge and appreciate other people. Thanksgiving's a perfect time to go around the table and acknowledge each person, or if you're calling people, acknowledge them for who they are in your life, who they've been for you. That could be family members, that could be friends, that could be teachers, that could be anyone that's contributed to you, and just let them know what I appreciate about you. And you will drop a kernel of gratitude on them, and then you'll feel good. You benefit from it by doing it. But you want to look for those. Now, some people use a daily gratitude journal to write down things that they're grateful for. And I do believe that a daily practice of gratitude, whether it's top 3 things that you're grateful for today, 5 things, whatever it is, but to have a journal where you write some things that you're grateful for will allow you to think more positively and see things in real time. As a balanced view. As a business owner and as a leader, we tend to live in the gap. We live in the, it's not quite right yet. And that's a very stressful, overwhelming place to be. And you have to create and take opportunity to look at the whole picture and look and celebrate those things that are really good and going well for you. And I've mentioned that in a couple of these episodes, that just really taking a look at that can lift you up and then create some energy around that. So a gratitude journal is one thing that you could do, but what other things could you do to bring more gratitude into your life and to the people and, elements that are around you? Well, one of the things that I've been reminded of pretty frequently is that I should smile more, and that there's an energy around smiling that is contagious, and it allows me to reflect really a more positive way of being for myself. I've already mentioned acknowledging and appreciating the people in your life. That could be a phone call this week. That could be a note that you care to write, just letting people know. Handwritten note, that would be a real gift right now, wouldn't it? Because it's something that we've lost maybe the habit of doing, handwritten notes. Include an act of kindness in your life each day. I always smile at the service clerks or the people that are helping me or waiting on me, and I let them know that I appreciate, them taking care of me and what they've done. That's an easy way to give the gift of gratitude to another person. And again, it helps you. Volunteering, I've always volunteered. And again, I get the benefit of that. The organization that I choose to volunteer with obviously gets the benefits of my skills and my talents and my energy and my time. But it's a mutual gratitude expression, if you will. And this is the time. A lot of social profit enterprises are sending their thank yous to their donors and their volunteers right now because it's the time of the season. So we want to go ahead and we want to look at that, and we want to look to where we can maybe do that. Spending quality time with kids or your loved ones. And unfortunately right now it might feel different because it's via Zoom. I know my granddaughter's other grandparents are in Florida. They're not as close, but when we're kind of being mindful of the pandemic and the outbreaks and the spiking, we're all kind of back to, using video and Zoom. What I will tell you is that there was a time that I would miss the call from them. And children operate in a different time horizon than us. So when they call, you need to answer the call because they're very excited about making the call and they want you on the other end. And so this week, I made a point of stopping whatever it was I was doing to take those calls because they bring joy into my life and I'm grateful for them. And I want them to know how much I appreciate them by being there to take their call. I do meditate, living mindfully every day. The easiest way for me to do that is just to take note of the air in my lungs. I can take a deep breath. I can't imagine what the alternative would be, but I can breathe. I live in a country where I have freedom of choice and free will, although it doesn't necessarily feel like it. I get to choose what I do with my time and my day. And I just think that if we look, nature, we have some good weather right now. Yes, there's a pandemic. Yes, it's affecting a lot of people. But there's still a lot to be grateful for this holiday season and this Thanksgiving season. See growth as an opportunity and be gentle on yourself when you make a mistake. And if you get yourself into a point, I really think it's gratitude that can help break you free of being stuck or being overwhelmed. And if you can look for what you're grateful for in yourself and others, it can break you free. And then once you're free to think clearly, you can begin. And all it's going to take is one right action. If you're dealing with the COVID-15, Thanksgiving's right around the corner, and then you've got the Christmas and Hanukkah and Kwanzaa holidays coming up, and still a lot of celebration going on as the clock doesn't stop. At the same time, beginning now to make some healthier choices and doing it now could be a real thing to take you over the top. I got a walk in yesterday. I felt great. I stretched yesterday. I felt great. So I'm going to be looking forward to using gratitude and being grateful for what is going well in my life to continue to pull me forward and allow me to have a happy, joyful being so that I can continue to see those next right actions that I want to take and that I'm going to have the ability and the courage to be able to take them. So what kinds of things can you be grateful for this holiday season? What will you be looking, to add to your week or to your holiday as you gather with friends and family, near and far, as you think about traditions and you think about new ways of being and new traditions? I just encourage you to be grateful for what you do have, and be generous with those that don't, and share yourself a little bit with them, and it will come back to you. It will benefit you. So with that, I wish you all a happy Thanksgiving holiday and a joyful week and a safe and healthy week. And I look forward to catching up with you next week on next Tuesday for Transformation Tuesday, 8 a.m. Pacific time. I'm Tyra Jarvis with Kefi Coaching. And I love the work that I do. I'm grateful for the people that I get to work with. And I really appreciate all of you for listening. So again, happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your day and enjoy your week. Be safe and stay well. Take care.